Well, hard on the heels of this week's shock Newshub announcement, TVNZ is flagging further cost cutting. The state-owned broadcaster has posted for a first half-year loss linked to reduced revenue and asset write-offs. Its interim results show total revenue has fallen 13.5% from last year to $155.9 million. It says it's facing a significant reduction in television advertising revenue and a challenging trading environment. Joining me now in the studio is RNZ Mediawatch's Colin Peacock. Kia ora, Colin.
Kia ora, Shelley.
So just how bad are these results? How does this compare to Newshub owner Warner Brothers Discovery's books?
Yes, they're not as drastic as those results in a sense because, well, they're more sustainable because it's a different structure of company. It's a state-owned broadcaster, TVNZ, albeit that it operates commercially. Now, and they were expecting this, so they forecast a loss of $15.6 million, but interestingly, they made a profit in the same period, the last 6 months of the previous year, and almost $5 million on a revenue of about $180 million. So, yes, things have gone backwards quite substantially. But the stat that stands out for me more than any other in the results is revenue year on year falling by, I think it's 13.5%. And when you consider that TVNZ continues to dominate that free-to-air market over, its struggling rival Warner Brothers Discovery and the 3 Channel and all of those, that's quite something. And that's the sort of, it's kind of like the year-on-year decline that newspaper publishers have had to endure as the internet era, really eats into their business models. And, that over the years has prompted rounds and rounds and rounds of successive cuts and job losses. So that's the sort of thing that will be worrying people at TVNZ, I think.
And yesterday, David Seymour, a shareholding minister, said that we need a return from our Crown-owned companies. Is that realistic in light of these results?
Yes, I think that might have put a bit of a chill through them. He's sort of walked that back a little bit because it's a sort of thing an ACT party leader would say maybe, but as a shareholding minister, that was a bit bold. So the former chief executive, Kevin Kenrick at TVNZ 5 years ago, he persuaded the former government to effectively allow TVNZ not to give them a dividend and instead to invest that in their digital services and other programs. That annoyed TVNZ's commercial rivals. They think that's a backstop that they certainly don't have, which it is, and they've invested in things like sport and for that TVNZ Plus platform. But it's a bit of a double-edged sword because TVNZ currently wants to replace its entire digital technology infrastructure because they say the success and the popularity of TVNZ Plus is causing the whole thing to creak a bit. So, there's sums of about $100 million plus that they might need to find for this. They say they've got savings, but that is a problem as well.
And do you think we'll hear from the Broadcasting Minister, Melissa Lee? We've tried multiple times, but she seems to have gone to ground at a critical time.
Yes, hasn't been keen to speak to Mediawatch or available to speak to us yet either. But it's a tricky one. It's not always helpful or even appropriate for a minister to speak out about a Crown-owned company and of course TVNZ Act. Just like RNZ declares that ministers shouldn't be commenting on its operational matters. But of course, people wanted to hear her speak about the Newshub situation as well, and the fact that this is clearly a media-wide problem. Initially, she said of the Discovery Warner Brothers, this is a commercial company whose business model isn't working, and that's their affair. Since then, she's been keen to say things like, we are taking this seriously, and we know that the TV production and media sector is important. So it remains to be seen what they're going to say about that. But it's tricky for them because in one sense, both the commercial sector and even a state-owned broadcaster, it's not always a matter that the minister wants to be weighing in on.